still remember the first time that I met Jim Broderick King. I was visiting RJ to see some friends, and I sat in on a Latin class. While there, Jim challenged me to recite all 30 forms of the Latin demonstrative pronoun, and to do it faster than he. If I did it, he would buy me lunch, which was the same standing offer he had for his students. I couldn't back down, and according to the students who were timing this challenge, I won, because of course they would say that. Jim, however, said that I had mispronounced a word or two, and thus was disqualified. Who does this jerk think he is? I thought to myself. He did, however, still buy me lunch, which is what makes it a typical JBK story. Yes, he's smarter than I, and yes, he will remind me of that when he gets a chance, but his pedantry always comes with good humor and food or drink. 25 years as an employee at Regis Jesuit. That's a long time. When JBK began teaching at Regis, Kevin Costner was playing a fish man in Waterworld. Michelle Pfeiffer was beginning her own teaching career in Dangerous Minds. TLC was reminding us about waterfalls and the dangers of chasing them, and I was 12 years old. So I'm not saying that JBK is old, just that he's decidedly not young. Now, I'm a Latin teacher, not a mathematician, but I guarantee you that these numbers are all correct. Jim has attended 40 Regis Jesuit graduation ceremonies. Jim has also had 27 different offices in his 25 years at Regis, and Jim has worked for 13 different RJ principals, and JBK has personally taught 2.5 million students. Again, no need to check the math. It's correct. All those students over the years. If we were in person, I would ask all the teachers here who knew JBK when they were a student to raise their hand. It wouldn't be a small number of teachers here at RJ and around the world who were inspired in part by Jim, which I think is a pretty great legacy. RJ alumna and current Jesuit High School administrator Emily Glenn remembers her very first day at Regis Jesuit. There was even a news station there filming the historic first day of the girls' division on the Lewiston campus. Picture, if you will, a room of ninth grade girls nervous for their first day of class, probably their first ever Latin class, a film crew there, and in bursts Jim Broderick King, spouting a 2,000-year-old dead language like a crazy person at a volume that is unnecessarily loud and aggressive. That terrifying experience bonded those Latin students together for 4 years. Well, except for the one girl who started crying and transferred out at Christmas, but for the rest of that class, they're never going to forget their Latin teacher. Jim loves Latin and language in general. If you really want to get him going, ask him about the difference in Latin between the future passive periphrastic and the gerundive. Or ask Charisse about how much marriage counseling they've had solely on the topic of the Oxford comma. P.S. Jim is right. And of course, it's not just Latin. By Jim's estimation, he has taught in most departments on campus, in addition to serving as an administrator and director. Once he finds out that I scheduled him to teach mind, body, and AP physics next year, he'll have a bingo. A true polymath. Jim can talk to you about his beloved Broncos, ancient Roman erotic poetry, his childhood on a farm, rest in peace, Buck, the life of St. Ignatius, or the travesty that is St. Louis style pizza. And as much as Jim loves Latin and literature, it's his ability to relate to people that makes him so loved on this campus. Whether it's in the Latin classroom or in his guiding somebody through the spiritual exercises, Jim can connect with everybody he meets. Jim can find God in the poor, the marginalized, the stressed out new teacher, and the sophomore boy. Personally, I can't thank Jim enough for his support and friendship to me. I had too many people share with me stories and well wishes to include them all here. I'll send them to you separately, Jim. But I do think Peter Reiser said it pretty well. JBK, in my opinion, you embody everything a Jesuit educator should be. Congratulations on your 25th anniversary at RJ. If RJ is lucky, you'll stick around for another 25. Congrats, Jim, and thanks for everything.